All right, guys. Practice is over. The 450 main event is about to begin. The riders are on the gate. Let's listen to these 4 strokes per. And now let's listen to them roar. In a minute, maybe. There we go. Big names on the gate, guys. This is one of my favorite events to commentate because the racing is always so intense. 15-second board is up. Let's see who gets the whole shot. Wide sweeping right turn here. It's going to be Reese and Rubes, but they get pushed too far out, and it's Stone Rider, I believe, who officially gets that whole shot. So Reese ends up getting a good run because of how wide he went, and it's Ethan on the Factory Goon Honda who pushes up through the pack into second. So Rubes is in third. A little bit of chaos happening here in the back. That's going to give these guys a chance to check out. It's Aiden on the TLD Red Bull who is in fourth, and Blazin is officially rounding out the top 5. So where is Dad Shoes? Dad Shoes is stuck in the pack back here, just trying to edge his way through cleanly. Steez battling with Troy as they come through the triple section, with Dorian trying to make a pass through it as well. Just look at all these riders, guys. But your race leader here, Reese, Ethan is trying to not let him go anywhere. Rubes, one of our previous round winners, is here in the top 4. So, man, this is going to be shaping up to be an intense battle here. So let's go on board. Aiden gets pushed too far wide, almost gets stuck in the tough blocks, gets a good drive in though. Now he's bar to bar with Dorian. Reese is starting to put a gap on these guys. Oh no, Ethan not able to he hits the double and lands in the tough blocks, can't triple it cleanly. So now Blazin moves up into second, but we have a problem here. Reese hits the tough blocks as well. So the gap that he had has now been lost, and he is followed by a train of riders, guys. Look at this. All these guys just stacked up in this rhythm section here. Blazin makes the inside pass on Dorian before the finish line. Dorian passes him back as well. So now Dorian is in second. Aiden's ride last night at Unadilla for backyard, I think, might have given him some confidence. He's got the speed that it takes. Can he keep it together? Trying to get a pass on Blaze here through the whoop section, and he might do it. He's bar to bar with him. They both hit the same line, and Blazin goes down. Reese goes down, so we now have a new race leader, guys. Dorian has moved up into the lead. Reese trying to get that bike back on track, but he keeps losing the traction, so Reese has fallen back pretty far. Ethan sits in second, Aiden in third, Beast in fourth, Blazin in fifth, and Reese has fallen back to seventh. You know he's not going to be happy about it, but he's still got 17.5 minutes plus 1 to mount a comeback. Blazin goes down in the section, so Reese takes that position away. He's going to let these guys crash themselves out and hope that consistency pays off. Aiden and Ethan get into it over the finish line, and Beast just sails over the top of them and moves into second place. So where is Dad Shoes? What has happened to our red plate holder? Dad Shoes crosses the finish line in 16th, is that right? Maybe 15th, so he's got his work cut out for him heavily. So Dorian still holds our first place spot. It's Beast in second, and Reese has moved back up into third. So at this very point in the track, 1 lap ago, Reese was in 7th. And has now moved up into third. So Aiden is in fourth still. And we see Rubes also mounting a hard charging comeback. And Reese goes down. So just as we're talking good about him, he crashes at the end of that triple section and falls back. So he should be coming across the finish line here in fifth now. Still not too far back for a main event win. But Dorian has the speed and he has the ability to check out, which he is certainly trying to do now. But Beast is trying to not let him go anywhere. Go on board with Rubes here for a moment. Rubes trying to make the pass on Aiden, takes the inside line and is able to do it. So let's see if he can get the triple in. No, he takes the safe line and goes for the double. Looks like he's double, double, triple, triple through that section. So Rubes just trying to let speed and consistency be his friends tonight as he comes across the finish line in third. So Reese is going to try to put a pass on Aiden here any moment now. Can Aiden keep it up and keep it in front of him? Reese gets a little bit of a better drive through that whoop section, and he's going to take the inside line away from Aiden now as they come into the following rhythm section. Reese gets maybe a little bit of a better drive at the beginning and ends up edging out on Aiden. So now Reese has moved up into fourth. Blazin having some problems back here, falls back. So it's Ethan bar to bar with Steez now as they are in a battle for what might be the 8th place position. Our volume a little bit here. So oh no, Steez goes down at the end of that section and goes over the bars, lets Jones by. So I think Steez is currently sitting in 11th place, but he falls again. Oh, this is not good for Steez, not good at all. Got Gerbil out here trying to catch up to his teammate Jin. They're both trying to get around Morgan. They sit in 12th and 13th. So Dad Shoes has moved up into 6th place, guys. He is on the hunt right now. He's like a shark in the water. He's got to get through this lap. He's got to get through these laps, rather. Clean. He's got to make the passes that he needs to make. He's got to make them stick. He's currently 20 seconds down on Dorian. That's going to be a hard deficit to overcome. But really all he has to do is just focus on riding his own race and finishing the best that he can. Let the points fall where they may. A race win here is certainly going to be hard. But we know Dad Shoes and we know that he has the capability, so. Rubes is trying to make a push up here for Beast into 2nd place. Dorian is starting to check out on these guys, as you can see. He's already through the whoop section now, as our 2nd place rider is just entering them, but Rubes is on his fender. So Rubes in 3rd place here, trying to make a push up, but can't. Goes down after the whoop section, so he's going to have to catch back up to Beast and try to make the pass. Aiden here is getting caught by Reese. Have not had enough time really to ride this track to be able to speak to it technically, but it really does look like the whoop section and the entry to this triple section are pretty crucial. Some riders are double and then hitting 2 triples. Some riders are 3 triples and a single out. But Dad Shoes, here he is. He's catching Reese, so he's trying to make a pass for 5th now. Let's see. MX Goon goes down. Aiden goes down. So now Reese and Dad Shoes have moved up into the 4th and 5th place positions. Let's make sure that their runs through the whoop sections are clean. Dad Shoes takes the inside line because Reese had too much speed coming out of that whoop section and is able to make the pass. So Dad Shoes now moves up into what should be 4th place. As I say before, he's just got to forget about what's happening behind him, which I'm sure he has already, and focus on his own race. Because he is now entering the same rhythm section as Rubes, so there's still a little bit of a gap there, but he is certainly able to catch up if he tries hard enough. So Rubes needs to click off some gears, find some speed, and get away from Dad Shoes because this man is on the hunt. see just ahead here. Oh no, Dad Shoes almost goes over the tough blocks there, but doesn't. So you can see Rubes on the KTM right there with the Privateer, or with the MXB Mods Honda. Oh, sorry. Rubes, what team are you on, buddy? Dad Shoes here is catching up to him, is my point. So, oh, Ben, unlucky. Ben might get another screenshot in the tough blocks this week. So what lap times are Dad Shoes running? Dad Shoes is running a 51. Rube's best was a 52. Beast with a 52 as well, as he is right here, guys. The lap traffic is causing a holdup. So second and third place have now caught our leader. Here we go, guys. This is Dorian here in the lead with Rubes in second, Beast in third, and Dad Shoes in fourth. Dad Shoes is able to make the pass on Beast there and move up into third place. So his sights are set on Rubes and Dorian, as they are almost all three tight enough in the same corner. Oh, and Rubes goes down, so Dad Shoes now gets the pass on him and has moved up into second place. Guys, it happens that quick. Dad Shoes now sits in second place, gives Blazin a little bit of a bump out of the way. Wow, it is so close. 9 minutes left, guys, here in this main event, and our red plate holder is trying to maintain that status moving into round 7, trying to be not only the first rider to win 2 main events, but win 3 main events and do it in a row. Still a lot of racing left. Yeah, I mean, things could turn south for some of these guys. So, but man, Dad Shoes is on a hard charge. Remember, he was in 16th place, 15th place earlier, and has now pushed his way up into second. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The speed on these guys is not the only impressive thing about them. It's their ability to navigate this track through lapped traffic and do it efficiently, enough so that they can move up through the pack. I mean, he has all but caught Dorian. Dad Shoes might have some cuts because there's no way he's 3.5 seconds back. So if he does have cuts, then he's going to have to pass Dorian and gap him. And Dorian goes down, so now Dad Shoes gets the gift that he needs. They are bar to bar as they come into this rhythm section. Dad Shoes gets a good drive through and ends up putting some space between him and Dorian. So we have a new race leader here, guys. Our red plate holder, Dad Shoes, is back in the lead in the spot that he feels he rightfully deserves, and is going to be putting it down to try to check out here. So let us actually check for these cuts. Dad Shoes has 2 seconds in penalties, it appears. So yeah, that would make sense. So he needs at least a 2-second gap on Dorian as they come through this finish line this next lap if he wants to be in first, which it looks like he has, and he has comfortably. Oh my God, Dorian has now fallen far back, so he sits in third. So we have a battle here for a second, guys, between Rubes and Dorian. The whoop section there is tough. You've got to get through it quick, but you've got to shut it down even quicker. So Dorian's able to contain, or he's able to maintain a little more speed potentially through this track than Rubes is, as their fast laps differ by about a second. But looking back here, we see Reese is in fourth and is pushing up. So Reese is trying to hard charge and catch up to Dorian and Rubes as well. Beast, who is currently sitting in fifth, moving himself through lap traffic. Aiden goes down in the background and goes over the berm. So Troy is able to make the pass on Aiden. Troy now moves up into the 6th place position. Aiden falls back to 7th. Uh-oh, bad news for Blazin here. So Dad Shoes was in 15th place earlier and has now lapped up to 8th. Ethan with Factory Goon currently sits in 8th place, and Dad Shoes has now passed him. the competition is so steep out here, it's insane. Jin not having good luck as he comes out of that rhythm section, so his teammate here, Aiden, is able to catch him, and Aiden runs into the back of Jin and goes down mid-air. So let's check back in here as Dorian is trying to catch up to Reese. Rubes is trying to catch Dad Shoes, but man, Dad Shoes has already got a 10-second gap on him, so 5 minutes left here in the 450 main. It's going to be tough. Uh-oh, Dorian goes over the berm. Able to get back on pretty cleanly, though, so that gives Reese the gap that he needs and the comfort that he needs to not have to worry about what's happening behind him. He's just got to catch up to Rubes. Rubes getting out of the way of Gerb there. So the top four are pretty spread. It is Troy with the McMonster Kawasaki, who sits in 5th, Beast in 6th. According to timing and scoring, Aiden was our 7th place rider. Man, as I'm going back trying to find Gerb in 8th, I just find Dad Shoes again. So some of the Bud Racing Honda guys not having their best performance out here tonight. Steez and Blazin find themselves in 15th and 16th place. Ethan with Factory Goon had himself a really good start, but ended up falling backwards through the pack, unfortunately. Stone Rider sitting in 9th place. There's Gerb in 8th. So really the pack is pretty spread, guys. There's not any crazy battles that are happening right now, so I'm really just trying to showcase some of the other riders on the track, but it's a little bit wild right now. Everybody's just everywhere. So Dad Shoes, I mean, he's checked out. It is Supercross. Anything can happen. That cannot be overstated enough, or it cannot be stated enough, but he's gone, man. 14 seconds almost on second place of Rubes. Let's see here. So just to give you a visual understanding of this, where is he? So there is Dad Shoes, and here is Rubes, right at the bottom of your screen. Trying to keep Dad Shoes in the frame. We'll see him cross the finish line in just a moment, and there he is. So this is our second place rider. This is the gap that sits between them. Reese in 3rd. So let's see if Dorian can maybe mount a comeback here and charge up to Reese. Like I said, I haven't had much time to play this track, but the one thing I did notice is I personally was able to kind of pick it up a little easier than other tracks. So I never have much faith in myself and my skills, so I just kind of assume that means that this track might come easier to others as well. So maybe that kind of has something to do with it. It's a little easier to get into a flow here. It's a little easier to check out. It's a little easier for all these riders to have a good race. So everybody's just kind of in their own flow right now, in their own flow state. Nobody's really, battling with one another, I suppose. Trying to get through that section clean, not able to make it happen. So all 3 Bud Racing Honda guys in the same lane here, joined by their friend Aiden. We can at least take a moment to admire the BRH kids and give a shout out to Steez for his hard work. Ethan, your lap didn't count. Yeah, I see you're a few laps down now. Yeah, I wondered what happened because I didn't think you had fallen back that far. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate's an understatement. So guys, Dad Shoes has 2 laps remaining. As soon as he crosses the finish line this following time, it will be the white flag. His gap on Rubes has closed up somewhat, but as he crosses the finish line here, you'll see that Dad Shoes has a 10-second gap. Physically, it's probably a 12-second gap, but Dad Shoes has cuts. Rubes may have them as well. But yeah, so Reese is in third. I think if anything is going to happen that's going to upset the podium finish, it's got to be Reese trying to catch Rubes here. So if Rubes makes a mistake and goes down, then Reese will have the potential to capitalize. Otherwise, the top 4, top 5 are pretty well solidified. This is your 5th place rider here, Beast. Troy getting unlucky there as he comes around. So already, Dad Shoes coming across the finish line. So guys, the white flag is out for your race leader. Dad Shoes on the McMonster Kawasaki. He is on his way to 3 in a row here at the Ariel ESX 450 class. Holding on to that red plate. He's got the Kung Fu grip on it, is not about to let it go. I really hope he recorded his race somewhere on YouTube perhaps, because I want to go back and watch it. Get some of that GoPro footage. See how it really went down. I highly recommend you guys do the same. So I think if you probably pop on over to YouTube right now, Dad Shoes is probably live. So maybe go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Give him a thumbs up, if you will. But yeah, Dad Shoes is out here on the grind as well, trying to entertain you guys with his races. So yeah, is Dad Shoes even a dad? Wow, Larson asking the real questions out here. You know what, Larson? I think not. I think he's just Shoes. So there you guys have it. It's Dad Shoes in first, Rubes in second, Reese in third, Dorian in fourth. It would be Beast here, who will cross the finish line after 2 lanes in fifth, probably. Yeah, if Dad Shoes isn't even a dad, then he's just Shoes. That's not even impressive. There's nothing special about Shoes. Yeah, Dad Shoes went down on the last lap, and then he kind of paused there before the finish line for some reason. So, but yeah, that's pretty much a 9-second gap that Rubes overcame one way or another.